Yeah, I know you.
I
will.
like
Grace
the,
is
I like the
great.
OCD organization thing, Pastor. I'm loving it.
I know. I learned them from all of you. So, this session we just want to look to understand what is this vision all about. And what I'm going to be reading here are things that we've been doing. In 2016, the brigade started in 2011. Having, working with these young people, I realized that I'm just spending 2 hours with them or 3 hours. They are spending most of their hours with their moms, with their parents. And I could see that each time they come back, it's like starting over again because the work is not backed up at home. So I said, I think we need to do something to help women, to help the moms. And that was the beginning of all this. Back home in Nigeria and in other Anglican churches, there is what we call the Mothers Union. It's a big organization which started in England by Mary Sumner. And so it has stretched all over wherever the Anglican church is. So when we got here, we didn't see anything in the Episcopal Church that is a women organization or a Mothers Union. And Comfort attended some meetings with Lynn Smith, and there was one.
That was the last, like they were rounding up then.
They were,
Episcopal Women Mission or something. Yeah. With Lynn, Lynn, right?
Lynn Smith.
There was
Yes.
a
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think they.
Yeah.
They
So
were not meeting
the meeting she attended was actually the last one, the last of that organization. So it closed down. It's big. The wife of the bishop is the president. The wife of every priest is automatically the leader of every parish. But then I said, what do I do here? And also Mothers Union, because of the name, kind of excludes some people who feels if I'm not a mother, maybe I don't belong. And it's also big on marriage, Christian marriage. So if you are not, your marriage is not blessed by the church, you cannot be in the Mothers Union. So that, when I was thinking of what to do here, I said, how am I going to do that here? Because I want to include everybody. I want everybody to be involved. So that was when I thought of this woman called Abigail. And my mother happened to be, her name was Abigail. So I said, okay, great. So most of the things you'll be reading here, they are words from Mothers Union, but which I have read and see how we can make it work for our context in Brockton and the United States. So the first part is what I just said, in my work with the youth. But the mission statement, can we read it together? The second paragraph.
The mission of the Abigail's Women's Program is to reach out to all girls, ladies, and women of all cultures, faith, and status, using Christ's principles and meeting people where they are. We are creating a sacred space for healing and wholeness. We are committed to affirming women's wisdom by loving unconditionally, listening without a judgmental spirit, strategically working towards a goal, and praying without ceasing.
So this is the mission statement. This is what we want to do. And it's not limited to Grace Chapel. It's a community thing. God has used, Grace Chapel to be, I would say, the labor room to give birth to the baby. But now it's a community thing. And when Bishop Gail came, she said, wow, this is great. This should go into all parishes. We hope that will happen. But we need to do this one well. And then others can say, if it happened in Brockton, they can do the same thing. And that is why you are needed. You are the eyes and hands and feet of God to do this work. So from the mission statement, do you have any question? Is there anything that jumps out for you before we go to the aims and objectives?
I love the sacred space for healing and wholeness. I think that's such a beautiful place that anyone should be. and there aren't very many people there.
And just to back that, last Sunday when we read about the 10 lepers,
Yeah.
all of them were healed, but only
Yes.
one of them was
Yes.
made whole.
Yes.
The one that came back,
When he said, thank you,
she was made whole.
gratitude, yes,
So healing and wholeness is not the same thing.
yes.
Healing is you are healed physically. Wholeness is everything. It's salvation. It's everything. Amen. Thank you. Anything jumping out for you from the mission statement?
I think it's said perfectly.
I like the fact that it says that we are reaching out to all girls, ladies, women of all culture, faith, and status. And also, we are meeting them where they are, and we will not, we will listen to them without being judgmental. And oftentimes, two of my favorite words are transparency and vulnerability. I love those words because without them, without having those things, knowing how to use it, it can be very detrimental. But using those things in the right way, and it can give so much someone such power. I remember I had that experience with you where I came and I wanted to tell you something, and even although I came and I wanted to tell you that thing, I didn't know how to put it forward because I was so afraid. I'm like, I can tell this man this thing. He didn't give me a reason to judge him. He didn't give me a reason to feel unwelcome. It was just my own fear and insecurity. But somehow he shared a story with me. The moment he shared that story with me, I was able to kind of like dismantle my wall brick by brick and kind of like open up and share that with him. To which he followed by hugging me and say, I'm here for you, and pray with me. And I was able to have healing take roots. Now, I'm not saying that we all at some point we're gonna find ourselves in a place where we have to do that for everyone, but we know those things. Let me just put it that way instead. When you experience God's love, when you experience God acceptance, when you go to God vulnerable, when you bring everything to God, you feel some type of way about God placing someone's in your hand, because you're like, God, the same way you did it for me, I want to do it for this person. I'm gonna be this vessel. So it's by experiencing first, knowing it first, that you're able to give it. So I don't know if I
You were talking, you are affirming the word, meeting them where they are,
yes,
and without a judgmental spirit.
yes,
Yeah.
welcome them.
Amen. So that's the mission statement. In case you don't know it, it's on our website. It's here in your folder. Let's read it again and again and get to know it and embody it. So the aims now. We have 6 aims, and if we can take turns to read them. 1.
To promote this for all girls and women of all culture, faith, and status. To what? Are we reading all together?
Someone else, yes.
Okay.
Go around the table?
Yes.
To acknowledge the uniqueness of individual woman in Christ Jesus.
To maintain small group support and a fellowship of Christian women united in prayer, worship, and service.
To advocate and promote conditions in society favorable to stable family life and the protection of children.
To encourage parents in their role to develop the faith of their children through mentoring, one-on-one counseling, and referrals.
To help those whose family's life has met with adversity by providing basic human needs and resources.
Okay, can you stop the video and start over again? Yes, I'm coming to you now. Those points, 6 points, are